So after you're buying media and running ads, you want to be able to track everything, okay? You need to be tracking opt-ins, uh, conversions, how many people bounce from your checkout cart, how many people are buying your product. You need to be able to track everything so that you can understand which campaign or which ad is working, which isn't working, and so on and such forth. So the way to do that is to use Google Analytics. And again, this is a free service here. So it's totally cool. So what you can do, sign up for the account for free. Once you're logged in, you're going to be taken to, this is the home page right here. And what you want to do is go to the bottom left. It'll say admin. And over here, you're going to want to click on goals. All right, we're going to set up conversion or tracking goals. And over here, you're going to want to set up a new goal right here. If you have a new account, this is a test account that I set up for this course here, so I don't have any goals. It'll be the same way for you if you have a new account as well. So what you want to do is click here for new goal. So we're going to click on this new goal, and you're going to have a lot of different options here. And we're going to keep it really simple. You don't really need to make it more complicated than it has to be. I could do an entire course on Google Analytics. If you really want to learn more and get down to the super nitty-gritty here, then Google has a Google Analytics Academy that you'd actually take advantage of. But I keep it simple. I know companies who are $10 million companies who they're only using a few of the features here that Google Analytics offers here. So the point is, just keep it simple. No need to make it more complicated than it has to be. So what you want to do is scroll down here to custom. All right, custom, and then we'll press continue. And right here, what you want to do is name the goal description. So, for example, is this an opt-in form? Is this a webinar registration? And get specific too, because you're going to have most likely, you're eventually going to have multiple opt-in pages and multiple offers. So you want to make it specific. So we'll say opt-in for special report. Okay. And for the goal slot ID, don't touch that. That'll just automatically put in what it should be. So don't touch that. So the next thing here is you want to click on destination. And then we'll press continue. And so right here we're going to discuss the goal details. So it took us to this next section here, and what this is the destination of the URL page that your customer will go to either after they opt in or after they purchase your product. So for example, after they opt in, it'll say bring them to a thank you page. Thank you for opting in. Please check your email for the thing that they opted in for. Or for example, if they buy your product, it'll have it'll take them after they've submitted their payment and everything is already complete. You've collected the money. It'll take them to a thank you page or a confirmation page. Thank you for ordering. This is how you access your product or membership or what have you. And so that's what you want to be tracking is that's how you'll be able to see if this person has opted in or bought your product because they're visiting the confirmation or the thank you page. So right here, what you want to do is change this to begins with because, for example, your website will be, dog training and the confirmation page will be, thank you, .html. Thank you, .html. If I can just type here. So .html. And what you want to do is just make it /thank you. So you're only using that confirmation page. You're not putting in your entire website. Okay. So, and the other thing too is the reason you're changing it to begins with is because oftentimes if you're buying media or on a website or even on Google pay-per-click ads or Facebook, they'll tag on a lot of things at the end of your URL, like 75 /facebook/ad/HTML, whatever. And if you have right here equals, then it's only going to track that one URL, and you want them to be able to track all of the people that are coming to that particular website. So you want to keep it as begins with, because this is what it's always going to begin with. Okay, regardless of what other websites tag on at the end, it's always going to start with thank you. Okay. Let's see what else. And these are optional things here, but what you want to do is, if there's this is a monetary value, assign a monetary value to the conversion. If this is just an email opt-in, you're going to want to keep that off. But if this is a purchase of a product, so if they see that thank you page after they've bought your product, you want to put in the price of that product. And so, for example, and again, you're going to have to calculate what I would try to do is put in your average, what your average profit is for this particular product or service, because the reason you're putting in this value here is because Google Analytics is going to track the profitability of this particular campaign, and you're not really going to be able to get pinpoint accuracy on this, but by putting in the average profit. So let's say your product is $500, but let's say it takes you for every sale you're spending about $200 in advertising. You're going to make about a $300 gross profit. So you want to put in $300 right there. So that's basically it. It'll be able to track it for you. Again, it's not going to be pinpoint accuracy, but it'll give you a pretty good idea of what that's like. So the other thing too is funnel. I never touched that. So yeah, I wouldn't touch that if I were you either. And just go down here and save. And that's it. You've set up your first goal here. Again, it'll list the goals here. Opt in for special report. This is the ID that filled in automatically. The goal type is the destination URL. Past 7 days conversions. We just set it up so it's going to be 0. And you want to keep this. Make sure this is on. Obviously, it's going to be on unless you click it off. So, but if it's off, it's not going to be tracking. That's just what that means. Recording just means tracking.